Hello, everyone! Welcome back to a new episode of Path of Exile with me, EclecticAndrew the Gamer. And today, I'm going to start off with some item management. But we will today be talking to Sin and following up on that sandstorm in the desert. We want to follow up on the Stormblade that Petraeus and Vanja talked about. And anyways, in the middle of things, I picked up this jade flask somewhere, and I decided to give it to my witch, give her a little bit more evasion. I transmuted it, augmented it, alterated it, got this nice little bit of effects, and I put it in the crafting bench, gave it to where whenever I use a travel skill, my weathering step. I also realized I could probably take these glass blower baubles and improve the quality of my flasks, like so, yes. Because they are a magic item, each one improves by 2, so should take only 5 to do. Oh, there we go. 5 total. No, 10 total, in order to get to full 20% quality. Which seems to have only increased the effect duration. So that's nice. That's very nice. I did also take this off really quick because I was looking through my stash tab and I see this. And I want to see if this is what it does. Because my Dendrobrate has the lowest of evasion rating and energy shield possible on a Dendrobrate. So I'm like, let's take a chance, see if this does what this does, and does it do what it does, what I think it does. Let's hope, pray, wish us luck, everybody. Let's make this good. It does not target that item. Okay. Okay, never mind then. So now we begin today. Sin, you had something to talk about that sandstorm about?
An oasis lies to the east.
An oasis lies to the east, yes.
From prying eyes by a preternatural storm. The sand will rip the very flesh from your bones.
Whoa.
Should you be so foolish as to enter into its dark shroud.
Do I have something to protect me from that?
The goddess Shakari hides within that golden blizzard, festering with revenge as she resurrects and rebuilds her ancient army. An army that once threatened to shake the very balance of these lands.
Wow. She's got an army coming up.
To revitalize her troops, the whole of Marraketh will finally fall under the cruelty of her selfish reign.
Oh,
the storm
let's
is
stop her.
impenetrable for now, even to the likes of me, but there
Even
must
for
be
you.
a way in. These Highgate locals, they have an affinity for the desert and harsh weather.
Yes.
One of them may know of a way to disperse the
That would be
storm.
good. She's the queen of
It
the
is not
sands.
something I deign to speak of often, but this goddess, this creature, she was once the flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. I rose into the clouds and fell into the arms of their queen, the beautiful Garu Khan.
Your friend?
Now, if you think that mortal marriages are difficult to navigate, try the mortal one. We parted ways, yet not before my young queen of the
Really,
sands
really, really,
was
really,
born
really,
into this
really,
world
really.
of filth and horror. Now you see
Wait.
how I must suffer for the sake of humanity.
You want us to kill
lay
your
my
daughter
own daughter upon
and
a
your wife.
sacrificial altar.
because they're simply gods.
Farewell.
Hey, Arasha, you
When
have
I
something to
received
say.
my first flower of blood, I was given to the ritual of womanhood. All young Marraketh women have to dance with the scorpion to prove themselves worthy of carrying the
with the
Dakara's
scorpion.
spear. It is no easy task to catch a black Marraketh scorpion. Their tails are swift, their stingers sharp, their poison lethal. I made my way through the trial unscathed,
Oh, you were twins.
but my sister,
No, you're
we
twin
shared a womb.
sister.
Came
So
into
you
this
have a
world
twin
together.
sister.
she left it, thrashing and foaming at the mouth.
Oh no.
Since that day,
Yeah.
I slept with one
Shakari's
eye
a
open
scorpion goddess.
for fear of the scorpion's sting. And now Shakari, the mother of all black bugs, rises from the sands. Find that scuttling bitch and kill her for me and for every
Yeah.
child Every little girl who has suffered and died by the barb of
Oh,
the
she's
countless
rebuilding an
poison
army of
tails.
scorpions, isn't she? We'll have to cut through a humongous swath of scorpions in order to get to her. Well, there may be something left in the Vastari Desert we need to... Ooh. A Syndicate mission. From June, the Veiled Master. Defeat the Syndicate members guarding the fortification. Yes. Normally that's the first place that happens in the game. That's when, because you meet June in the Act 9 town of Highgate. And she's got some missions for us to do. Which involves a syndicate. A criminal underworld syndicate of evil proportions. So if we find that, I'm going to look for it a little bit, but hopefully we find it. Oops, I have the wrong thing on my item. Item, hotbar. I meant hotbar, not item. But for now, let us look around the waypoint. We should be able to find something nearby it. To where we can find something to deal with Shakari's barrier. Kill the thing.
Life is too
Good
precious to
vortex.
waste on you.
We are still meeting scorpions out here even, so... I mean snakes, scorpions, whatever these little skitters are. Normal desert things, plus mummies. Plus, we're meeting the, ooh, a map. We're also running into those, caged, revenants, or whatever they are, from the prison tower. What the hell is that? Oh, my God. Yes, because, one torturous, evil way to lock somebody up in a desert is to lock them up outside in a cage. With windows and completely barred in, like a caged bird. Like a bird cage, yes. And here, the storm-weathered chest. Defeat the mummies. Yes, this must be something related to the necromancer. Suresh, I think his name is. That Petraeus and Vanja talked about one of the Sakamas fighting with. Like, oh, Garukon. She lost her sword while fighting here. So it seems to be locked in this chest, maybe. So if we take out all these... Oh. Maybe the necromancer took the sword, found it, and took it, put it in a chest. And now that the gods are reawakened, maybe Garukan's storm is trying to reclaim her blade. Garukan sought madness and knowledge amongst the billowing clouds of a blackened sky. Of ultra pride she would not be refused. And so the stratosphere divulged unto her eldritch secrets of its tumultuous past. Wow, we've got a tumultuous future coming up with that too, don't we? Maybe. Maybe not. Hopefully everything goes okay. But with the Stormblade in hand, let's go back to Petraeus and Vanja. And give them the relic, see what they have to say about it.
You did it! They found
Yes,
it,
we
Vastari!
found
They
it.
found it!
By the gods!
Yes, we found it.
Garukan's famed Stormblade.
Do you
Famed
know what this
Stormblade.
means, my sweets? Once we find the right collector.
Oh, we can go anywhere, have anything. We will be like royalty.
Oh, really?
But the storm inside is a problem. It's too volatile in its current
Ah, yes,
state.
the storm was
Right.
coming from within
we
that
can't trade
sword.
away a weapon of such apocalyptic nature.
This will
Apocalyptic
require
nature.
some pondering, my love. In the meantime, thank you, Exile. Take your
Ah,
pick of
thank
our
you.
stock.
A gift for us of meaningless scrap. Oh, well, I'll take this for the chromatic.
Have you ever heard much of the Maraketh legends?
A truly unique cosmology of strange creatures, pagan gods, and powerful treasures.
One such
Okay.
story talks of a magical stone dial.
A Maraketh calendar, said to detail important events in the future of our world.
Ah, interesting.
General Adis, a war hero of the Empire, reported in his diaries of discovering a dial meeting that description
Oh, really? Him
at
again.
a dig site somewhere in the foothills.
It appears the war hero had a secret penchant for archaeologies.
But the cataclysm wiped the land clean and buried buried the dig site in rocks and sand. No one has been able to locate it since, nor the stone dial.
Seems that with everything that's been going on of late, knowing what's due to happen in the future could be a fairly profitable ability.
Yeah, probably
You
would.
would never have use for such a gift.
It would remove all the enjoyment out of adventure for someone like
Yeah,
you.
you're probably
Yet,
right about
in
that.
times such as these, us small folk could do well with a heads up if
Ah, yes,
something
the small
particularly
folk.
nasty were to occur. Besides, a relic like that should sit in a museum,
Or our collection.
not be lost beneath the rubble where it benefits no one.
If you were to track the calendar down for us, we would pay you handsomely, Exile.
Yes, we are traders of antiquities after all.
Really, you are now then. Alright then.
Well, it took some time, but thanks to our Maraketh neighbors,
Oh, yes?
And their ancient traditions.
we managed a strain of thaumaturgy to remove the storm from Garukan's blade.
Really
We even
interesting.
bottled it for safekeeping.
Bottled a storm.
We'd rather not trust anyone with this sort of power, but perhaps you can use it to clear away that sandstorm in the
Well, you
desert.
can trust me.
Find out what sort of nasties are hiding out there in the desert and put a stop to them.
Well, we already know who's in that sandstorm. It's Shakari, so yes. One cannot entice the storm, one cannot invite the storm, or give warrant to its tyrant soul. We survive only by appeasing the storm with gifts and offerings of adoration. We hope that in its mercy it shall pass us by. Or you could be like Kalis and try to go out and fight it. Storm! Tornado! I challenge you to a battle to the death! Whoosh.
A noble legionnaire.
But a legionnaire all the same.
Pataris and I did our research on Adis
We needed to know as much about him and his dig site as possible.
to make sure he was worth
Yeah.
our while.
The general was an eternal commander of the Highgate Legion.
He ran a mining camp up here in the mountains. The bastard was the one responsible for controlling Karui, Maraketh, and Ezomite slaves, forcing them into the black bowels of rockfishes in search of gems.
At least he treated them fairly and as human beings.
A slave is still a slave, my sweets.
For
Yeah.
all his faults, the general appears to have been a good man for his time. It's a shame what happened to him. An even greater shame that by the sounds of things, he's come back.
Yes, we'd advise steering clear of his old camp.
We kind of expected him to come back now, didn't we?
Until next time.
Anything else to say about what's going on? No? Okay. Let us return to the Vastari Desert with the bottled storm in hand and enter that sandstorm. You know, it's kind of funny with all this wind power going on. It's almost like somebody coveted that wind. Like the necromancer had the sword in his chest. We're trying to use the wind to break the sandstorm. Not kind of hard to covet power like that. You never know how powerful wind is until you think about the fact that wind can whittle down a mountain to sand. Send the pebbles and dust and debris, everything, flying all the way to the south to where people can turn into werewolves because of it. Not in real life, mind you, just another video game. The very nice makers of Shining Force. Very good video game series, which ended before its time. Though the makers of that game series and Shining Force series are still working. You know, actually, now that I think about it, there's a game recently made for the Switch and other systems called Shining Force Refrain. Or Shining Resonance Refrain. I don't know if that was made by Camelot or not. I'll have to look into that. But within this oasis, we have found the Forbidden Vault. What's in here? Ah, June, the Failed Master, is here.
Blessings. Exile. I fear I have not been entirely honest with you.
Really, you haven't.
This dusty pit was once the Forbidden Vault, and I its guardian.
Oh,
That you have not heard of it is not surprising. It was kept in absolute secrecy for countless generations, known only to my Akara.
oh, you're one of the Markov
The Order of
tribes.
the Jinn. It feels so strange to tell someone. To speak so plainly would have been a sin of the highest order, punishable by death. It seems harsh to an outsider like yourself.
You're like the
but
Magi
you do
from the
not
Mummy
know
series.
the importance of what we did.
What about
My
this Forbidden
Akara,
Vault?
my people, were long ago tasked with protecting the people of Rayclass from themselves. Many artifacts of great power exist, You have come across some such in your travels.
Yes, we have.
But there are some artifacts whose power is so great that to use them would put the world in jeopardy.
Ah.
Artifacts
Double
like the
jeopardy.
horns of Kulamak. We, the Order of the Jinn,
Horns.
existed to keep such power sealed away in secret. Better that the world forget that it, and we exist, than fight for control of a power they have no hope of controlling.
Okay. What about the Jinn?
You have not heard of us because you were never meant to hear of us. I say us. In truth, it is just me left.
Oh no, really?
We came from all walks of life, but we were all orphans, taken in and raised by the Order, and taught never to speak of it under punishment of death. It sounds
Sounds like
harsh,
the
I
Mandalorian
understand,
Death Watch.
but such was the importance of our duty that a life of solitude and secrecy was necessary. For hundreds, maybe thousands of years, we remained secret, until Giannis Parandus, that imbecile, he sold us out, reaching for the last vestiges of his ancestral glory. Just like his great-grandfather Chittus, he may have doomed us all.
Wow. Interesting to hear that name put together like
You
that.
have heard of the famed Parandus family, I have no doubt.
Yeah.
Wealthy and powerful, and responsible for putting Malachi in position to bring Rayclass to ruin all those centuries ago. Though Emperor Chittus is the most famous of the Parandus family, some remnants of his vile
there was also that
bloodline
friend
linger
of,
even still.
the painting
Giannis
dude.
was one such remnant. He too was orphaned, but with the Parandus coffers dry and the Parandus name worth its weight in gold, no one took him in.
Huh.
No one except my Akara. That he is the only other survivor and is now a powerful member of the Immortal Syndicate leaves no doubt in my mind that it was
Immortal
he
Syndicate?
who sold us out. If there is but one silver lining in all of this, it is that I may get to sink my blades into his flesh over and over and over again.
Again. So the horns of
We were
Kumlok?
only taught what was passed down for generations. We believed the horns to be the ultimate tool of life and death, capable of siphoning
it's
the
like
very
bloodbending.
breath of life from any living thing. We do not know where it came from. Perhaps the remains of a powerful long-dead animal. Perhaps a creation of the gods themselves. Regardless of its provenance, I believe
Is
the
that how you
horns are what have
spell
given
that
the
word?
Immortal Syndicate their miraculous ability to return from the dead unscathed. Warm nights.
Ah, yes,
When I'm ready, and not
so,
before.
the Immortal Syndicate. That return from the dead. Their members return from the dead, unslain. Because of the power of these horns. Yes, if I had, actually found that, fortification of the Syndicates back in the desert, I would have, been fighting some familiar faces, you could say, to the Half-Exile community. The history of Half-Exile. There are some faces that are familiar to all, but there are some faces that are familiar to mainly people who have played for a long time, as there have been many big names in various leagues and challenges and seasons that have gone on to be brought back within the Immortal Syndicate. There are even some familiar faces to the old crafting system, because the old masters, you know how we have Einhar and Alva and June nowadays, we used to have a few other masters that gave us crafting benches. Various crafting benches made and made by them and specific to them, and specifically enhanced different items in different ways depending on the bench we used. And with it was called the Betrayal League, and why it was called Betrayal was because those old masters betrayed us and everyone else and stole those horns of Kumalak, or whatever they're called, from the Order of the Jinn and formed the Immortal Syndicate. Which is sad, because we got used to all these old people, but they decided to turn bad. They decided to become immortal fiends of darkness, to suck the blood and life and everything from the people around them, and we used to help them all the time. Oh, wow. Treasury horde set of monsters. Whenever you kill a horde of monsters that have that special gold wealth or modifier or whatever it's called on them, they will all drop the same item, which is usually a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing, but usually it's a good thing because you got all these different gauntlets here, all dropped by various monsters. They're all different, but they're all the same base item, and they're all rare. So that's good. If you ever find one of those monsters and they drop you something you need really easily, really... Oh, a desert hideout. We don't need that. I already have it. I'm sure. If they ever drop you something you really need and it's a good item level, a good modifier weighting, it's like perfect RNG and everything, you're gonna be very, very happy to have the chance to look at a bunch of different items that all look very nice for you. Well, we seem to have found a way into the sand pit.
When I'm ready, and not before.
And in here we meet Shakari, Queen of the Sands, Scorpion of Death and Chaos and Destruction, and whose physical human body seems to be mixed into the tail of her scorpion body. Though actually, just thinking about it, Sin said he and Garo-Khan were already gods by the time Shakari was born. I guess they just birthed her as immortal, and she became a... maybe she was a demigod. Able to become ascend really easily, because she was already a demigod. I don't know. No idea how it works. And anyways, if you look really closely at her naked female body model, you can tell that the hair of her tail is the stinger of her tail. So, whenever she does her hair flip, you know you've done wrong by her. Just trying to make a little joke there. Ha ha hoo hoo hee hee. Ha ha. So funny! So flipping funny! Hair flip, sting, evil scorpion. What's her stinger? The swallowing sands, yes. You may have noticed there's this debuff to where you get into the sand and you are being slowed by quicksanding. Ow, 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 ow. And that's a lot of cast damage. Well, as a scorpion, she can burrow a little bit. She can jump out at you. I'm not sure scorpions are actually capable of jumping out of sand. Maybe because they're an ambush predator, and because it's sand, it's really easily for them to do it. Because they got the 8 legs, and they... Actually, they have 6 legs, don't they? Because there are arachnids that have 6 legs. And their front set of legs are the pincers. That they hold... that they treat like hands with claws, to where they grab the thing they're wanting to eat. Isn't that weird? If they want to eat something, they have to do at least 3 things. They have to catch it, they have to hold on to it, and then they have to sting it to get it to die. Ooh, my cosmic damage just went off. And anyways, and depending on what kind of scorpion it is and what kind of poison they have, and the veracity of their poison, depends on what that thing they're trying to eat, will depend on how fast it does. Wait, is she tormented by a soul? Oh, come on. Why is she tormented? Tormented spawn of Satan? Ow, she killed me. Okay. She killed me for that joke, yes. Not surprising.
When I'm ready, and not before.
What else is there to talk about? I mean, geez, we're killing God's daughter here. God and Goddess's daughter. And he asked us to do it. Why?
Daughter!
Daughter, yes. You're such a jackass, Sin. Maybe asking us to kill your daughter for you.
Rest, my child. Be free from the
Well,
torments of
okay.
immortality.
She's being tormented by evil souls, and she's being tormented by immortality. Yes,
A
I
mother's
suppose
clean
it-
heart shall bleed into the dreams of her daughter. Once a beauty who held captive the hearts of men and women alike, Shakari's splendor decayed into lust.
She was a
for the
human
power
demigod.
possessed by her skyborn mother. My daughter once sought out such power within the great sands of this desert. Ever determined, she found it, and it made of her the twisted creature you so mercifully dispatched. Driven by agony and shame, she built an army out here in these sweltering lands, and would have conquered the very sky had not the beast soothed her into peaceful oblivion. A babe once more, sleeping in her cradle.
Well, now I'm thinking of Shifu and Tai Long. And how Shifu couldn't fight Tai Long because he saw him still as a little kid he taught as a karate master. Ooh, holy crap. Nah. I could craft that out with something, but it has low resistance. And yes, I am thinking I do want to still look for another belt to upgrade. Maybe a wand or two. But hey, at least now I have a bunch of items I can sell. Clear out the room in my inventory.
Do you need help with something?
Talk to Arasha about having killed Shakari.
Good luck.
Get
We
a
killed
reward, hopefully.
Shakari.
Yes, we killed Shakari.
My sister's death has finally been avenged.
Yes, vengeance!
Shakari was supposed to be our divine teacher, said to guide us into womanhood. All she ever gave was death. I suppose it's fitting that the teacher has learnt that mortal lesson for herself. Our whole lives, we have lived for the blessings of our goddesses. Yet
There's a
here
Skillet
they
song
are,
called
in the
Monsters,
flesh,
isn't there? I've never
proving
listened to
us
it.
that they are only monsters.
Well, I think I have, and I haven't I
Please,
don't like it,
let me
but
reward you for your efforts.
I like Skillet. I like some of their songs,
Yes?
but I don't think I like Monster. I'm going to return to the Vastari Desert really quick for one thing we have to go through here in order to progress. And I was hoping to get here fast enough to where I could do that Syndicate mission really quick for you, but sadly it seems I've missed out.
Another nice day.
Oh well, so sad. Too bad. I said that backwards, but you know the saying.
When I'm
Too
ready
bad, so
and
sad.
not before.
I say it a lot. You know, actually, I did actually realize from playing a game a couple years ago, I did pick that up myself from a game. It's called Dark Cloud 2. You may have heard of it. It's a good game. But the first boss, the first area boss, the clown dude, he says that near the end of the first act. The first chapter. To where, you're just about to fight him and he says, or is it in the middle section? Where he catches up to you and sicks an elephant on you. Or it may even be in the first part where he sicked his robot on you. Well, I have a good memory now, don't I? But he says, too bad, so stayed. Ah, the foothills. Find the Calendar of Fortune? You think it's here, game? You think that archaeology site of Addis's was here? In the foothills of the mountains? Cataclysm and rain and weather and time have all morphed and revealed the calendar somewhere nearby? You'd have to be pretty damn lucky to find that calendar here in this foothills. Ooh! Okay. I hate that modifier on enemies. I fight them, not realizing that they've spawned these little crystal flowers around them. By the time I've killed them, because of what the modifier does is it blooms these little chaos flowers around them, crystal flowers, and when you kill the monster, they all pop, they all explode. And so what happens is it deals so much damn damage to you. Because you're standing in a field of flowers. I mean, it's like a field blight. Up in here when you with that modifier. It's not field blight, flower blight. Did I say field or flower? I think I said field. I meant to say flower. hope they bring that girl back in future Zelda games. I mean, it made sense that she's been brought back in the Tears of the Kingdom because it's basically the same exact world, just triplified. To have the different field, a lower abyss area, and an upper sky area. And the fact that she's still in the same world makes sense because it's only a few years has passed since the first game, Breath of the Wild. But I hope they bring back Flower Blood in future games as well. No matter where no matter where the series takes those games. I know they've said they're not going back to top-down 2D stuff, but I don't know where they're gonna go. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, you only have to look at Mario and Mario Wonder to know there is still some fashion and fashionable choices to be made with the old 2D stuff that could be worked and done and challenged yourself with, and Mario Maker, those things, the 2 Mario Maker games are sorry, I had to get out of there. I was about to die. Were hits with creators and some players because they make them so challenging, and even to where they're using the glitches and just all the hidden secrets of making a 2D Mario game to where they've made the most complicated, frustrating stuff imaginable on Mario Maker stuff. Well, anyways, let's talk about foothills. The foothills are an interesting little area. They are kind of a through area, but if you look at the map really quick, you can see it goes either up or left. They both kind of go further into the mountains, but it looks like to go right to go to a lake of some kind. Plus, also the Marikath calendar is supposed to be here somewhere. So, it's got a waypoint as well. So, this zone is packed. Packed full of stuff. And the quest to find the calendar. Fastest Fortuna. Oh, kill Boulderback. There's also a unique monster here with a quest associated with him. Boulderback. He summons boulders, I think. Otherwise, he's one of these normal bull monsters. That's Boulderback right there. And I've killed him very easily. And he dropped the calendar of fortune. Hey! Look at that. He must have found it buried along all the rubble and dirt and sand and debris around here, and he's like, ooh, I got to have that. He must have been attracted to the powerful magics within. Or the powerful knowledge, or the whatever it was that attracts monsters to pick up an item, and same fashion to where in old video games you kill a monster and they drop their gold. Because they had such a fascination with it, you know, from finding it themselves, they pick it up and carry it around with them. So, that's the foothills. I would like to level up, but I don't think there's enough monsters left in the area. I'm just going to re-roll the area really quick and kill a few more monsters before I go back to town. Oh, here we go. This should level me up. Or not. Let's bring me closer. Yeah, he goes high levels to where you're... There you go. To where you're so high and so close to get another level, but it just doesn't get there. Kind of like I heard Messiah Nella say one time about how she learned to hate MMOs and the number 99 because, it just... You get to level 99, you got 99.99% of XP to level up, and you're just not getting over that hump no matter how much you kill. But hey, we found the calendar for you two. What do you have to say?
Our relic hunter returns.
We're the relic
You could
hunter.
make a regular go at this.
How about it, hero? Leave behind your warmongering ways and work for us.
No?
Work for you.
Never mind. In any case...
Here's that reward we promised.
Oh, a Book of Regrets. Just 2 passive regret points.
See you.
Okay, big whoop.
Greetings.
Does anyone else have anything to say now that we've completed a few things? Yes, I do see that I've had my cast and damage taken,
Who are
ready
you?
to level up. I did want to check what they're socketed to and what levels they were, because if I level up this anymore, jeez, that takes almost 1,500. I guess I hardly take over 1,500 points of damage anymore. Oh, I didn't use Book of Skill from Russia. Well, let's level up this one. That takes less to curse enemies with. And we'll leave this one for now until we start taking more damage with more life. Hopefully. More life, more shield, more survivability. And
Yes.
hopefully we'll be okay. Get off that, Go away. Don't want you on screen. Quest complete. Yay! Success! Recurring Nightmare, the Lord's Labyrinth is still open, and the Ruler of Highgate. As we can see, we can go over here to this lakey area for the Recurring Nightmare, or we can continue from the foothills to the left into the mountain area to find out what has happened to Oyan, and hopefully we can save her from being sacrificed to Garakon. But other than that, I have 2 skill points here to use. I'm still gonna go over here. We're almost there, folks. We're almost to the 7th power charge. That'd be really nice to get. But otherwise, I think we've done all we can do today. Well, I hope you had fun, everyone, and until next time, take care of yourselves until then, and have fun. I'll do this right someday. I know how to say goodbye to people, don't I? Until next time, take care of yourselves and have fun. Bye-bye.